Hey YouTubers! Well, I got another video review for you guys tonight, and this one is from a company that I didn't think that they would be making power stations, but anyways, this is from Shell. You know Shell from at the gas pumps, but I don't usually put, portable power stations and Shell together. But anyways, I got to researching, and this portable power station's made by a third party. It's from a company called Sky Intelligent. And I was looking on their website now, and they're a tech company, and they sell electric vehicle chargers, car chargers, power banks, and obviously power stations. So anyways, we're going to pull this out and do a review on it and tell you all about it and test it out and see if it is what it says it is. So stay tuned. So you'll notice that this power station comes with its little bag. It's got the Shell logo there on top, and it's pretty cool looking. It's got gray and the yellow, and then it's got Velcro here on the sides and then here on the front, and so you can reach in and pull it out. Now also trying to fit it back in there is a little chore to try to get it wedged back in there to fit exactly, so they put a zipper here on the front so it can give you a little bit more room to get it in and out. So I thought it was a pretty neat little bag. It's not padded or anything, but it's just pretty much just to keep it from getting all scratched up. But you can see that it does serve its purpose. Pause. So if you decide you don't want to use the bag to put the power station in, I would still keep it and at least stake and put your manual in there. It comes with like a warranty card and a survey card here, and it basically tells you it comes with a 12-month warranty. That's wrong. Hold on. Start it over. Alright, so if you decide not to use the bag to put the portable power station in, I would at least save the bag to put all your accessories and all that kind of stuff in. And you've also got your warranty card here. It's got like a survey on one side, and it asks you to join their membership, and they'll give you like an extended warranty of like 12 months with this. So 12-month warranty, that's pretty good. And then it comes with a owner's manual, and it tells you everything that you'll need to know about it. I have read through the manual, and it is pretty good. Good quality. I didn't see any typos or any of that kind of stuff. Sometimes when you get some Chinese-made products that, their manuals aren't that good, but this one was pretty good. And then it comes with a charging cord. We'll go over that here in just a second. And then it comes with a 12-volt vehicle cord. We'll go over that here in just a second. But the little bag is pretty neat. It just does fold up and all that. So, alright, so I'm going to show you around this portable power station. I gotta say, when I first pulled this thing out of the box, I was pretty shocked at the colors. You just don't think about a yellow, white, and red portable power station. It's just not a set of colors that you're used to seeing. Most of the portable power stations are black and, just more tech-looking colors. But, this is pretty bright. So if you're one of those people that are bad about leaving stuff laying around, you're bad to forget it. Let's say you take this thing camping, there's no chance you're going to leave this thing laying out anywhere because it is super bright. And so you can see that it looks well made. Everything that, looks like it's put together really well. The fit and finish is really good on it. And gotta say, it seems like a pretty nice portable power station. It does have like a rubberized grip here at the handle. It does weigh about 15 pounds, so it's pretty light, and it is a pretty compact unit. Pause. So this portable power station is pretty small. It measures side to side 11 and a quarter to, let's see, 7.5 by 8 and 5/8 tall. Now once you put the handle up, it's going to add some height to it, and it makes it roughly about 11 inches tall. So it is pretty compact. Pause. So we're going to start right here at the very top of the portable power station, and there is a wireless charger here on top. The way that you turn that on is you turn the power station on by hitting the power button there, and then right here in the very middle you've got a separate circuit that is says USB, and you want to turn that on, and you'll know when it's on because it'll light up blue. And then once you've got those turned on, then you can set your phone, and you can hear it charging right there. It lit up, and it works pretty good too. So here on top, it does have the wireless charging. It is rated for 15 watts. We're going to try it with the Samsung Galaxy S8. This is just an old phone that I have, and it's in a bolt case. So let's see if it works. There it goes. It's charging, and this here is like a Z Fold. There it goes. Didn't even have to move it around. They both started charging, and they're both in cases. So that wireless feature does work really well. So moving on down, I already showed you guys, there is your power on and off switch. And then over here, there is your on and off switch for the light. And there is a light here on the back. I'm going to turn it around, and you can see it's kind of neat. I mean, it's got these little protectors right there to keep it from cracking that light housing right there with the LEDs in it. But it's got like a little red triangle there. It's just like a safety thing. I'm going to go ahead and turn the light on by mashing it one time, and you can see that it lights up red. You know, this might be handy if you break down or something like that, and you know, you're on the freeway changing a tire. This could, you know, be very useful for that reason. And you hit it again, and it does the flashing red. Hit it again, flashes a little faster, and then you hit it again, and then you got your regular light. Hit it one more time, and it seems like it dimmed it down. Now it's flashing and making like a beeping noise with it. I guess it's like an SOS alert system. So I'm not real sure that you'd probably ever use that, but hey, you might. Then you mash it again, and it turns itself off. So the light on it's pretty useful, you know, if you get in a bind or just need just a light. I usually never have seen that on any other power station that I've ever tested, with the red light with the triangle or the SOS beeping. That's definitely new to me, so you know, it's pretty neat. Pause. All right, moving on to the display here in the middle. I believe it's an LCD display. Don't hold me to that. But right here on this side here, you can see this is your watts going in there on the bottom, and your watts going out. And then here in the middle, it's pretty much just a battery monitor. Right now it's at 100%. I've got it all charged up. And then right here, this is your expected amount of hours that it can run. Right now there's nothing plugged into it, so it can run for 99 hours. That's as high as it'll go, so that's why it says 99. And then right here, you'll notice that it says wireless, and then USB, and then Type-C. And the reason it says that is because we have this little circuit turned on there. Once we turn that off, then it disappears from the screen. But once you turn it back on, it lets you know on the screen there that you have enabled the wireless charging and these ports here. And we'll go ahead and jump down to these ports. This top one here is a PD 65 watts. That PD stands for power delivery, and so that's for fast charging some of your phones and things like that. Now it is an input and an output, so you can use a 65 watt phone charger to plug into this port here and plug it into the wall, and it can provide you with 65 watts of power to charge it. Plus you can use the input here and the AC adapter that it comes with. It's a 65 watt charging brick, so if you want to fast charge it and make it charge ultra fast, then you can plug in the 65 watt power delivery and then also plug in the charging brick, and it provides you the 65 watts as well, and it can fast charge with both of those plugged in at the same time. All right, so moving on down to right in here, you can see that, like I said before, there is that USB button there. When you turn that on, it turns this circuit on here that controls the PD 65 watt port there, and that is an input and an output. And what that does is you can take a phone charger that's rated for up to 65 watts, plug this into the wall, and then plug the USB micro USB. God damn, got me so fucking flustered. Slam it down. So moving on down, you got this little button here in the middle, and it says USB, and you can turn it on and off. And like I said, it lights up blue when it's on and lets you know up here that it's got the ports turned on and the wireless charging turned on. But then right here, there is a USB-C power delivery 65 watt port, and then below that is two USB ports. Those are USB-A, and then here on the bottom there is a USB quick charge port. And this power delivery port here on the top, like I said, is 65 watts, but it's also an input and an output. And what that means is when you're charging the unit with your 65 watt charging brick that they supply with the power station, you'll want to plug it in right in here, because that is your input. And then you'll plug this into your outlet inside your house. And then also, if you have a phone charger that has the power delivery 65 watt charging, you can plug it in here and plug it into an AC outlet in your house as well, and you can charge with the charging brick and also with the power delivery port as well, and that way it can do the fast charging. And pause. Now, if you're using both chargers, it can go from 0 to 80% in a little over 3 hours. I think it's 3.2 hours. So that is pretty quick. Now, moving over to this side, you've got a little button here, and that is for your DC. And it has like a socket for a 12 volt car charger. So you can plug it in there. And then right here, you also have two DC pause it, and it has this little protective waterproofing type cover that goes over that 12 volt cigarette lighter port. And then on this side, you've got two DC sockets, so you can plug in your barrel connectors to, let's say, a CPAP machine, or there's some lighting that runs on those DC sockets right in there. And again, the way that you turn this on and off is by mashing that button right there, and then when you turn it on, it shows you up here on the screen, it says a car and 12 volt DC socket. Then down below, pause. And then down here below, this is your input. This is for charging. You can plug this into the Anderson port right in there, and the red and black one. And then over to the side, that is your other DC input port. And like I said before, you can use the supplied charging brick to charge it by plugging it in there, or you can use the cigarette lighter charger that would plug into your cigarette lighter in your car, and then you would plug it in here as well, and that's how you would charge it from your vehicle. And then moving over to the far side here, you've got some AC receptacles. There's actually two, and you've got these little covers, the protective dust covers, and they actually feel like they're made out of silicone, believe it or not. They seem pretty soft and flexible. So there is a button there to turn it on. And once you turn it on, it lights up blue, and then you can hear the fans kick on right away, because once you turn that button on, it turns on the internal power inverter, and that's why those fans kick on. So this portable power station is rated at 500 watts, just normal continuous running, and 750 surge wattage. And it is a lithium ion battery. It does have 583 watt hours, so it, pretty decent size amount of capacity. Pause. So a lot of times whenever I'm testing a portable power station, I recommend to people, if you can, and you need lights, I wouldn't plug in an AC light, just simply because, it's going to have to turn that inverter on, and it's going to use more power than just using something like this USB light bulb. And so the way that these work is you just plug them in, and you have a switch right in here to turn it on and off, and you've got a little hook to hang these. If you're interested in these, I'll put these in the link down in the description. They're from a company called VT Power, but I always recommend them just simply because they use like 5 watts of power. Now, if you look here on the monitor, it says that it's using 7. So I find the monitor right there not to be exactly accurate, because I have tested these many times, and even the manufacturer says that they use 5 watts. So anyways, just keep in mind that that gauge is probably just that display is probably just a little bit off. But 5 watts of power is nothing for these kind of lights. It puts out quite a bit of output. Plus, you've got several ports here you can plug it into. There's 3 different ports, and then plus when you buy these lights, it does come with a splitter, so you can actually split from 1 port into 2, and so you could probably plug in a bunch of these lights if you had multiple splitters by plugging it into the USB. So that's just something that might help you out. This doesn't come with it. This is extra. Like I said, these will be down in the description down below. I just wanted to show you that so you have an idea of what you could power with that USB feature. It's not just good for plugging in cell phones and charging tablets and your devices and all that kind of stuff. You can do quite a bit with those USB ports, and even the PD charging port as well. So for the next test, we're going to check and make sure that it is a pure sine wave. I've got this little jumper box here where I've wired it in to the AC port there, and it comes to this outlet. I've got it plugged into a watt meter, and then I'm just going to probe it here on each side, and we're going to see. You can see right there on the oscilloscope that it is a pure sine wave, and doesn't look like there's any kind of distortion at all. So that part looks really good. It is a pure sine wave. Also, the watt meter says right here that it's at 118.6 volts of AC power, and then it's also at 60 hertz. So that's exactly right where you need it to be. And we're going to go ahead and put a load on the unit and see what that sine wave looks like once it's under load. So for the load test, I'm going to be using this Infinity Pro by Conair. It's a hair dryer. Uses about 470, 480 watts, but I'm sure once you plug it up, it's going to surge over that. But I've got a watt meter here. I'm going to tell you how many watts it's putting out, and we're going to see if this thing has any problems running that. It's probably about the closest thing that I could find that's right there at that 500 watt limit of what this is capable of. Like I said before, this is able to run something that's 500 watts with a 750 watt surge. So I'm going to go ahead and plug it in, and we're going to try to kick this up, and make sure you watch the oscilloscope and the watt meter, and make sure there's no distortion or wavering in that sine wave, and then you can check right here on the watt meter, and it'll tell you the watts. So you can see right there, it's at 472 watts, and the oscilloscope, there's no distortion. The sine wave looks nice and clean. And again, there is your wattage. So, doesn't seem like it's having any problems running this thing at all. So I gotta say, it's able to run that 472 watts, and all, like I said before, it'll surge over that 472 watts. So seems like it's able to run that. Now we just ran it for a second, but I've been playing around with this thing over the last couple weeks, and I've plugged several things into it, and it hasn't had any problems running it. So been pretty impressed with it so far. Awesome. So if you're wondering what all can this portable power station run, well, it just depends. Anything under that 500 watts, it shouldn't have any problems running it. Typically you can run like cameras on here. You can charge cameras. You can run even a computer. Let me think. So if you're wondering what all different items you can power with this portable power station, you should be able to power like TVs and DVD players, stereos, and things like that. You should be able to charge like cameras and GoPros and all that. Now I have used this with my T-Mobile home internet to run it when the power's out, and doesn't have any problems with that. Pause. You can run a mini fridge. You can even use this to power a projector. Let's say you want to watch a movie outside and you don't have an extension cord, just plug your projector into this and it'll be able to run it. Now, just depends on how long, depending on how many watts the device uses, depends on how long that this will run. Like I said before, this unit here is rated at 583 watt hours of capacity. So, you can do the math on it yourself, but, just rule of thumb, you're going to be able to power all your small objects. Now, things that this won't power, don't expect to run like a 1500 watt space heater or even just a regular heater. It might turn on a 500 watt heater, but it's not going to power it very long because you're using all 500 watts. And so I wouldn't consider using this as a heating source. Now they do make some smaller, like 200 watt heaters. You should be fine with that, but like as a normal heater that's on low, it's 500 and 1500 on high. I wouldn't waste my time. But any of your smaller household items, you should be good. Now you're not going to be able to power a microwave and all that because it's usually higher wattage and has a higher surge. But like I said, your smaller appliances, there's a list on their Amazon listing if you want to check out all the stuff that you can be able to run with it. Awesome. Now, in closing, like I told you a while ago, one thing that I haven't touched on is charging this unit with a solar panel. And they do offer a 100 watt solar panel, but it's kind of weird that they offer the 100 watt solar panel, but the max that you'll be able to charge with that 100 watt solar panel is 65 watts. And that's as high as it'll be able to accept. I guess the BMS will only accept that 65 watts. So I guess that's my only complaint. I wish they would have made the input for the solar to be able to handle a little higher wattage of a solar panel. So, in the future, I'd love to see them upgrade the BMS, make it, to where you could at least handle 100, maybe even 200, 300 watts. That would be really nice. But, this seems like a really good portable power station. If you're not looking to, charge it with a solar panel all the time, if you're just looking to charge it by plugging it into a wall outlet in your house and grabbing it and go, then I would highly recommend this one. If you're looking to charge it with a solar panel, you can use it for that, but it's going to take a little bit longer than what you might like. Pause. Now they say on their Amazon listing that it can take the solar panel about 6 hours to charge it up. Now, I would say that's 6 hours under perfect conditions. So it could take a little bit longer than that. You've got to account for clouds and bad weather and all that kind of stuff. And also they claim that it can charge the portable power station with your 12 volt car charger in 6 hours as well. So let's see, pause. Now, I just told you guys that you would be able to charge it up with the car charger and the solar panel in 6 hours. That is what the Amazon listing says, but when you read through the manual, it says that it can take around 9 hours on the power delivery. Pause. So in the manual, it says that if you're using the 12-volt car charger, that it can take around 9 hours, and with the 65-watt solar panel, you can charge it in about 9 hours. And it says depending on the weather conditions. So there is a discrepancy between the manual and the Amazon listing. They need to change one of those out and correct it. But you know, I have not tested this just simply because it would take several hours to you know, sit around and test this with a car and then test it with a solar panel, and it's just too much time. But truthfully, I would think that it was what the manual says, 9 hours, because that's not very much wattage to be inputting in here to charge it. 65 watts is not much. In the manual, it says to make sure that you recharge the power station every 6 months. And then also, I wanted to point out that it has a 500 cycles of life. And then also, I wanted to point out that it has a 500 life cycle, so you can charge and discharge this thing fully up to 500 times. And then after those 500 times, then it still retains 80% of its battery capacity. So, you know, it does degrade, you know, over time it will just degrade, but, you know, after those 500 times, you're still going to be at 80%. So, you know, it's going to take quite a while to discharge and charge this thing that many times. And like I said, you know, after you do that 500 times, you're still going to be at 80%. All right, so I want to wrap this video up. I appreciate you guys sticking around and watching this long, drawn-out video, but I appreciate you watching to the very end. And if you're interested in this Shell portable power station, make sure you click on the link below. I've got an Amazon link to it. I am an Amazon affiliate, so, you know, if you do purchase it through my link, I do get a small commission on it. But, you know, this is an honest review. This is not a paid review. And I just wanted to thank you guys for all the support you've been bringing to my YouTube channel. We're growing super fast, and we're trying to review as many products as we can. That way you guys don't have to, you know, review them yourself and test them out. And, you know, whenever you buy something that I've reviewed, you know, I'll tell you if it's good or bad. And, you know, my only negative with this is, you know, some of you guys might not like the color, some of you might love it, some of you might hate it. But as far as, you know, just the negative is for me is just the color of it. And, you know, I'd love to be able to see an increased charging input, you know, a higher wattage charging brick, and be able to use a higher wattage solar panel. But other than that, I gotta say the unit's very well put together. The fan is not super loud. You can definitely hear when it turns on, but it's not super loud like some of the fans I've heard in some of the other power inverters that I've tested. But as far as the unit being of good quality, so far so good. Like I said, I've only had it a couple of weeks, and so I can't really do a long-term testing on it. But so far it seems like it's of good quality. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Till next time, see ya.